What's going on, guys? So tonight we've got a reamer in the shop that we're going to rebuild. So if you don't know what a reamer is, this is used for like under road boring and stuff like that. So they hook this to a hydraulic machine, and then they can angle the bit and drill down, and then angle the bit and drill under, and then behind the bit they can pull pipe through. I've done quite a few of these that range in all sorts of different sizes. I think I've got another video where I'm rebuilding one of these. So this one here is pretty hammered. You can see they have really worn this section down. This is basically flat. From here to here is basically flat, and it shouldn't be, because if you look at these first two teeth, you can see that they're stepped. They should step up as they go, and then this would be the widest one. So what we've got to do is we're going to scarf what's left of these old teeth. There's not much, it's just kind of a nub there. So we're going to go ahead and scarf that off. These first two steps are good. We're going to leave those alone once we get the old teeth scarfed off. There's just a little bit left of what should be a tooth there. So we're going to scarf that off, and then we're going to go ahead and build these up. So we're going to have to build them up with weld and make them stepped again, and then we'll go ahead and take our teeth. We've got our new teeth here. They bring me the teeth. It's just a steel tooth with a carbide tip on it, and then I take and I have to put these back on, and they have to be angled just right. They have to be angled the right way forward, and they also have to be angled the right way this way, so that as they drill they break up the rock as it goes. So okay, so we are also going to take and hard face this. So these welds that you see down on the shank here that have kind of a zigzag design, that's hard facing. What hard facing is you take and weld just a pattern or a design on whatever it is that you want to decrease the amount of wear of the base material. And so we've got to hard face this when we're done. We'll overlay what's already here. We'll hit it with a wire wheel, and then we'll overlay it. Once we get the teeth all rebuilt and the main body of the reamer, we'll go ahead and hard face around the teeth. The owner of the bit doesn't want to replace these teeth, and they're not terrible. There's still quite a bit of carbide there. But this used to be a shackle. You can see that they tried to wrench it off, but to no avail. They didn't get it. So we're gonna go ahead and get the liquid wrench out. We'll see if we can't coax that off for them. This is a lot of work here, so let's get rolling. Okay, so we've got our bit over here on the pipe stands. We got our plasma cutter set up with the gouging tip. We're gonna see if we can't knock all these old carbide teeth off, or what's left of them, get it all cleaned up and ready to start building it up again. Let's do it. Okay, so we got our bit all cleaned up. I usually just take a chip and hammer, knock off what I can. And then I'll take a grinder, go ahead and clean this all up. And all this stuff that's bare, like this, I'll go ahead and hit this with a wire wheel, get it all cleaned up, try to get the impurities that I can out of it, get it ready to weld. I usually don't have too much problem with that once I get it ground clean, but you can see we've got quite a ways to build it up. He told me he didn't want to be over about 9.5 inches on the OD, so we're just going to do the best we can to try to match what the customer wants. We'll get this cleaned up. bit all cleaned up. Got down to some fresh metal. So now that we're down to clean metal, we're going to get the welder all set up. We're just going to be running dual shield again today, and we're going to build each step up. So if you look, you can see the line. When they build these, they build them out of 1-inch steel plate, and they stack all these pieces up and they shift them a few degrees, and that's what gives these steps. So what I like to do, I'm just going to mark where every one of these steps is, and that way it'll help me keep nice straight lines, nice straight steps. So I'm just drawing my lines here with my soapstone. Cool thing is, it's still pretty hot. After you grind it and get it hot, when you scarf the teeth off, it actually expands the metal to where you can see the crack of where these joints are supposed to be, which is kind of handy when you're drawing these on here. Ooh. Still pretty toasty. Okay. So there's our soapstone marks. So we're all ready to start building that up. Okay, so we're running our welder about 25.7 volts. Wire speed's about 315 inches per minute. CO2, we're running about 20 to 25 CFH. And we're just going to start probably at the top here and work our way down and see if we can't get a pretty good step pattern going. It looks like the factory steps were probably 3/8 of an inch difference. Pretty close to that, so that's kind of what we're going to shoot for. So here goes nothing. And you need a ground. Ooh. See there, you can see we got a little bit of pinhole there and there, so I'm gonna have to grind those out and then run a fresh one over the top of it. That's just kind of what we're gonna do. We're gonna sit and overlay those, stack them up, and then when we think we've got the right amount, we'll move to the next one. You know what, now that I think about this, we're gonna have to start, sheesh, that's hot. We're gonna have to start at the bottom. Since the steps are already good here and here, we might have to build this one up just a little bit, but we're going to start repairing from the bottom and work our way up so that we get the right amount. Because obviously we're going to have to build this one up a lot more than we're going to have to build this one up, so we're going to do that. this is what one section looks like after it's been built up. If you look at it from this angle, you can see that's pretty dang close to what we're looking for right there. It's stepped up just like we wanted it to be. So what used to be flat is now stepped, which is what we were looking for. And I just took a guesstimation measurement, and it looks like we're going to be pretty close to 9.5 once the teeth are on there. So I think we're on the right track. So here we are
Several hours later.
And all we've been doing is welding pass after pass after pass. You can see we got a pretty good taper going here on all sides. Still have some cleanup to do. I'm gonna hit all these spots right here and here with a wire wheel, and then maybe just clean that up a little bit, and then probably hit all this with a wire wheel, get it ready to start fitting teeth. So that's where we're at. Moving on. Okay, you can see here, hit all this with a wire wheel. Like I said, I dressed this up. I ran some weld in there to build that back up. Got the first row of teeth tacked on. I'm not going to bore you guys with how long it takes. We're going to go into warp mode. Okay, so we got the teeth all tacked on. I think it's looking pretty good. I just checked our OD measurement, and it's going to be right about 9.5, so it's going to be about perfect. We'll go back to warp mode and weld it out. all the teeth welded out, triple passed. So what we're doing now is I got a piece of tube tacked to the end of this. And I got the two yahoos out here. They're gonna come help me. So Bridger's gonna spin this. What I've gotta do, if you can see it, it's worn just a little bit on the shank right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build it up from about here to about here. So I don't have to do a ton, but it's a lot easier if somebody can roll it while I weld it. And then I can just make one continual weld after another, instead of having to do a quarter or a third and then roll it and do it again and again and again. So that's what we're gonna do. We got Slick Willie over here. And then Pockets is over here. He's gonna just watch. You ready, Slick Willie?
Yeah, ready. Clockwise or counterclockwise?
For you, go counterclockwise.
So that'd be this way.
Okay. Here, just stand there. No, go the other way. There you go. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Slower. A little faster. A little faster. A little faster. Whoa! Sorry. Oh, I didn't get that very straight.
Whoa!
Oh, there's a lot on this. Yeah!
Woo! Do we have to rebuild the whole thing?
We gotta grind that pinholes. Okay, so we got our hard facing wire in the welder. We're running C25 gas with it at 20 CFH. So what you want to do with hard facing is you don't completely overlay everything. If you look it up online, you'll see all sorts of fancy designs and stuff. But what you do is you just want to put it on the real heavy wear spots. So I'm going to put some spots like right here. I'll just run single beads on this ridge right here where I know it's prone to wear. So we're just going to put the hard facing on and then we'll clean it up and this one will be wrapped up. So this stuff doesn't run very smooth. It's real spattery and noisy and it's just kind of a mess. Okay, so got the hard facing done. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a visitor in the shop. Hello, press.
Hi.
This is our new camera woman. Since all this one can do is sit on his keister. Got the hard facing done. If you can see, come in close here. If you can see right here. Whoa, not so close you can't see what the hell's going on. Right here, this is the hard facing. On these corners. And it's super hard. It's funny because if you try to hit it with a grinder, it doesn't spark a whole lot. It's really high in nickel and chromium and stuff like that. That's harder than your granddaddy's skull. This one should be about done. We got the shank all built up. It's hard faced. I'm gonna cut this tube off and then clean that up, and then I think it's gonna be ready. Okay, so there's our finished product. If you look down those rows of teeth, you can see you want them to gradually cut. Let's check it with a tape measure. It's kind of tough to get a perfect idea about how wide it is. But it's like exactly 9.5. So I think if we take these, so we want to get the widest point. Where's that tape measure? Right there.
That is 8.
It's about 9. It's hard to tell because there's only 3 flutes on it. For you to measure what the widest point is at all time as it's spinning, it's kind of hard, but we're right there. So, all right, I think that's gonna wrap this video up. So, press.
Like, subscribe, and share, and thanks for watching.
Oh, goodness. Oh, shoot. I gotta grind it.
Oh, that's cool.
Video this.
I know I am.
What kind of video?
Cinematic.
So it's just video? It's
Video.
it's just video.
Yeah.
Okay. Start another. Start another video. Start another.
Okay.
Okay, so we got our hard facing wire in the welder. We're running C25 with it at as I'm building it up. You like that?